In this video tutorial, I will show you how to use Jupyter and notebooks for your first machine learning project. I assume that we have the environment set up properly. If not, please check out my other videos like machine learning project environment setup. Now let's go ahead and create some notebooks for our first machine learning project. What we need to do is just to click New and choose Python 3. And now we will have new Jupyter Notebook ready for doing the machine learning project. We can change the title, first machine learning project. And just to be aware of, this is not a production grade project. This is just like data scientists do and machine learning engineers do their research. So this is a great starting point to get familiar with the notebooks. We have cells, and the cells can be a type of code, Markdown on row. By default, they are code, and we can type any Python code we want in here. For example, print hello world, ml world, and execute the code by clicking Shift Enter. Below that we have the output. We can do the same by clicking Run, run selected cell, and on the left we have counter, and it indicates how many cells or how many times we run the cell in the Jupyter Notebook. All the keyboard shortcuts you can find in the Help menu and Show Keyboard Shortcuts. And there's a list, but I will show the most frequently used, the most popular, and you can use notebook by keyboard. Now I'm clicking arrow up, arrow down. By clicking enter, I am focused on the current cell. By escape, I return the focus and I can navigate again. The current selected cell is of type Markdown. So what's the Markdown? So on the page Markdown guide, you can find that Markdown is a lightweight markup language that you can use to add formatting elements to plain text documents. So in other words, we can use, for example, hash to create heading level 1, double hash to create heading level 2, and in this basic syntax, you can find all the markups that can be applied. So now let's try and do some markdown in our cell. So we know that hash is a heading. I will write machine learning text stack. And this is a bullet point. And I can write pandas, numpy, scikit-learn, and I create bold text. Practice is most important. And preview this by clicking Shift Enter. And as you can see, our markdown changed. So this is the way how data scientists or machine learning engineers operate to show their work. So they create code, execute the code, so they create some text to show what they are doing. And this is the two basic types of the cells, markdown and the code. To change the markdown, you just double click on it or shift enter once again, or by keyboard, create a focus, create enter, and change whatever you want. And the last shortcuts that I think are important is that when you are, for example, in the first cell, click escape and B on the keyboard, which means below this current cell. Or for example, I'm in the first cell, I click A and it's above. So you can create new cells and then hit enter to focus on them. Remember escape and change the type M, the markdown. Once again escape, Y, change for the code. All these keyboard shortcuts are very important and speed up coding, but all these things you can do with these icons, these buttons on the right. So you can create, you can move even the cell, you can add below, you can add above, or you can delete this one. So it's up to you. Sometimes it's important just to click kernel, clear outputs of all cells, and I will just do it. So we end up with the empty one, and once again focusing here, Shift Enter, move down, Shift Enter, and we are ready to go. Before finishing this tutorial, I will show you where all of these notebooks can be found. So when I go back to this project that I created previously, it's just pure environment setup. You can find this machine learning notebook that we've created. This Visual Studio Code has the preview of these cells, and you can code the same like in here, this notebook. Which one you want to choose, it's up to you. But at the beginning, the data scientists and the machine learning engineers work in this Jupyter with these notebooks. And you can work in any IDE that you prefer. Just to stop this Jupyter server, you go to the console when you started, and you just click Ctrl+C, and it's asking, do you want to shut down? I click Y, enter, kernel shutdown. When I get back to our notebook and I try to click something, the server is not available. So now you have all the necessary knowledge to start working with the machine learning project. Happy coding!